I was at a wedding when the officiant announced, "Before we can proceed with the ceremony, someone in this room needs to confess." We were all sitting in the wedding venue, and the bride, my cousin, had just finished walking up the aisle. The bride and groom were about to read their vows when the officiant announced, "The couple has informed me that someone in this room has betrayed them, and the ceremony won't happen until the person comes forward and confesses in the next 5 minutes, or this wedding isn't happening." Chaos erupted. Out of nowhere, the bride's sister Ellie stood up. "Fine, I'll confess." The whole room went silent. I've been catfishing the groom's dad online for the past 8 months. I pretended to be a Ukrainian swimsuit model named Oksana for money. He sent me $6,000. The groom's father shot up from his seat with the biggest smile on his face. "Oksana is here?" His wife, the groom's mother, slowly turned her head toward him. Smack. She slapped him across the face with her LV purse. The officiant checked his watch. 4 minutes left, and before anyone could even process what just happened, the bride's uncle, aka my dad, stood up. He cleared his throat and pointed directly at the bride, his niece. "Since we're confessing," he paused, "your father is not actually your father. You're the product of an affair. Your mom slept with another man back in the summer of '91 when she was still hot. Your dad doesn't know either. Your real dad is actually the wedding photographer." The photographer slowly lowered his camera. "I was hoping we could talk about this after the reception," he muttered. The bride grabbed the altar for support. She looked like she was about to pass out. Her mom buried her face in her hands. The officiant announced, "3 minutes left." That's when the groom's mom stood up. I thought she was going to say something supportive. I was wrong. "I need to confess too." She turned to face the groom. "I paid your ex-girlfriend $500 to show up today and object to the wedding." The bride and groom screamed in unison. "You did what?" The groom's mom continued. "She should be arriving in about 10 minutes. You need to keep our family pure-blooded." Someone in the back yelled, "Lock the doors." It was pure chaos. People were getting out of their seats. Some were on their phones. "2 more minutes," the officiant declared. And then the maid of honor, the bride's best friend since childhood, burst into tears. "I have to say something." Everyone turned. She was sobbing so hard she could barely get the words out. "I started a GoFundMe for this wedding. I raised $23,000. I didn't tell anyone it was me, and I kept all the money." Silence. I looked at the bride's face and I could see her heart breaking in real time. She continued, "I used it to buy a hot tub. It's being installed on Tuesday." The bride lunged at her. 2 groomsmen had to hold her back. The officiant's voice echoed through the room. 1 minute left. And just when I thought nothing else could possibly happen, the groom's identical twin brother stepped forward. His voice was barely above a whisper. "I need to confess something too. 3 years ago, at the family reunion when we all got drunk, I hooked up with the bride." The room went dead silent. She still doesn't know it was me, but it was so. Luce, it wasn't even worth it. The bride's face changed to a look of horror. Pure horror. "That was you?" The groom staggered back like he'd been punched. His face was red. His hands were shaking. He looked like he wanted to kill his own brother. The bride looked like her whole world just ended. Suddenly, the officiant raised his hand. "Time is up." Everyone froze. Nobody confessed to what this is actually about. I stood up, completely taken aback. What else could there possibly be? The officiant reached into his pocket, pulled out his phone, and read from the screen. Everyone had their eyes glued to him, desperate to know what was going on. "Someone RSVP'd yes to this wedding months, but they aren't here today, which means there's an extra plate at dinner that will have to be thrown out." I laughed and raised my hand. "That was my husband."